get into trouble and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's all part of it. So.
Being not too old myself, only 19 years old, I'm kind of young as well, but seeing this kind of brings me back to my youth and, reminds me of when I used to have fun, running around playing with robots. So, like, is that some of the things that you were going for and the type of crowd that you attract?
Yeah, definitely. I think my artwork always kind of attracts kind of like the younger guys and stuff like that, so the younger audience. So, I mean, that's definitely, the age group and the, that kind of youth revolution, like, just that's what really like attracts like people to my work. But I'm like slowly progressing into other forms of art and things like that, things that are more inventive but yet subtle. So like, I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'll be doing different kinds of things.
Where do you feel that this progressive motion will take you, or where do you feel it'll lead to?
I really have no idea. But I just know that a lot of things that I've been doing in the past haven't really been like amounting to like the kind of things that I want to do. I want to focus on creativity and inventiveness more than anything. I think that's basically the basis of me as a person, and not just generally like the technical aspect of things. So I'm kind of focusing more on that.
Since we're talking about inspiration from like childhood, do you feel that, or have you found that any of your artwork has inspired others in any way?
Yeah, I mean, I think most people in general, artists or anybody around you, your family. But yeah, I think you kind of touch people just by, if you're really a genuine, honest person, whether you're an artist or not. I think those kinds of things will definitely inspire people. You're always gonna like, whether you might not see the outcome of it, you're always, no matter what you do, you're like inspiring something else, and then it just kind of snowballs, almost like that whole butterfly effect type of thing. So even if you don't see it, years later, you're like, you realize that you kind of did inspire other people, even though you may never see the credit for it or any of that sort of stuff. But yeah.
With that said, what would you say is the most rewarding part of being an artist?
Really, those are things that I've always thought about. There's really nothing that you don't really become an artist to get to the finish line. You really have to focus on the process of being an artist and working every day. So if you're able to do something you love every day, that actually gets you by all these other obstacles in life. So really, it's just being able to come to a studio and work every day. So.
All right. Well, with that said, is there any final remarks or anything that you would want to, any advice that you would want to give to aspiring artists or anything like that?
Well, just be honest, be yourself. Don't get incredibly influenced by the people that are around you. Be influenced more by the past. Be influenced by nature, and those are basically the biggest roles. And be influenced by life. So. That's basically what I would say. Just don't get too wrapped up in what's happening right now. Don't get wrapped up in the trends, because they come and go. That's what trends are. So just because one guy is doing a certain thing doesn't mean that everybody should be kind of following that track. It's hard to do your own thing. It's hard to be original. So like, always look for that. And originality, like I would say, it's just like I think somebody said that, or Jackson Pollock, I don't know. It just said, nature will always give you something new, so look for that.
All right, once again, we're here with Luis. This is Zach, Bakehouse Art Complex. I couldn't say it any better. Don't only be influenced by those around you, but be influenced by life. All right, this is Zach once again, Bakehouse Art Complex, and we're here with Michelle. Excuse me, how do you pronounce the last name?
Michel Bergeron.
See, I couldn't do that if I tried. But as you can see, we have some of the most creative and just, I don't even know how to say what I want to say about this artwork. How do you feel about this artwork?
Oh my God! Well, it's maybe it's less conceptual than most of the artists that we have in here, but at my age, I'm just having fun doing it. Now it sounds simple to have a shoe or a tie, but it is not. You have to re-figure it out, all the dimensions, rescale it. If you use a shoe in regular, that was my first one, by the way, that turns to be terrible. If you use normal, it's too open. So there's a lot of works involved in there. And if you put it red, men's love it, and women's love every shoe. So it's a win-win situation.
So I noticed that you have, ties and shoes, something that is more like the work feel of attire. What is it that is behind that?
Well, working for corporate America for 35 years, that I quit a year ago. So I grew up with a tie. I always work with a tie. Don't have it tonight. And the shoe starts as a simple concept. And I said, well, maybe they need something for the men's. And I've been doing, the Wall Streets and everything and financial. So I said, hey, tie is always there. And I developed, and I've been having a good time. And now there's two more series coming in. We can use scarves and women's. Basically, it's all involved with fashion.
Yeah. And I've noticed that there's an extra article right here, an umbrella. Why don't you tell us about that story?
Well, we had a show in July. It was called Water. And I was just beginning with the series of ties, and I said, okay, how do we can do water? And I said, well, how about if we call it Wilma? So I took the umbrellas, and Wilma was the hurricane that blew Miami a few years ago or whatever. So from there, I'm just having fun. Just like to, just simple concept, make it work. So that's what Wilma came from. And I want to do more in this series of nonsense concepts, themes.
So what else do you feel is next in this series of concepts?
Next is probably by November or December will be a series for women's lingerie, like corsets and things like that. But again, in the same way that we deal with the heels or the ties, very classy. But there's a lot of beautiful shapes. Sorry. But it can be explored and make it work. So it's on the sketch point right now.
So what do you feel makes your artwork unique and what makes it you? Like, of course, we could... Thank you. But of course, anybody could see this and just think, it's just ties. But what do you feel makes it so that way? When they see these, they're like, no.
No, it's just not tie. And it's basically, it's a very... I would say decorative art more than anything else, but let me tell you something. If you have a wall that is very narrow in your living room and you put that in there, I don't know, for some reasons it gets a very wonderful, strong impact because you expect a painting. Yeah. And for some reason having these things that they are so simple that nobody really think about it, it's try to make it simple. A day-to-day work, day-to-day piece that we wear, a shoe. I mean, a shoe is a shoe. Everybody wears it. Women's got dozens and dozens of pairs, hundreds sometimes. So it's just a matter of what do we pick? How do we pick the segment? Remember, I'm from the marketing point of view. And how do we make it work? And it's very, I think it's very attractive. The next step on the shoe is to change the scales to more public art, like 8 foot high, 10 foot high. That should come at the beginning of the year.
And I noticed that you said that a lot of your inspiration comes from fashion. How did you get tied into fashion?
Since the beginning, because of the marketing, it was creative directors, and I always loved fashions, whatever. It's women's are beautiful. Okay, and now I'm looking at the shoes more than anything else. The first thing you look at the woman, but you look at them and there's a source of inspiration. So everything that goes around it, that's the way it starts.
And also, what's the process of creating this? Like, what's the first step?
First step is right in the back. Is first of all to figure out the shapes. Second thing is how to make it work to a 3 foot, whatever that I'm working on right now. How can we reduce and make it work? Make the basic out of plaster and sending again. So that's basically what it is. It's a very long process. But it works at the end. And then paint with automotive paints and doing the inside. And I don't know if you saw the yellow one, start to add accessories and I want to make this, start to really paint it, make more like fine arts with some imageries so that's the next step also that's coming in.
All right, thank you, Michelle Bergeron. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Yeah,
Thank you.
can't get it anywhere else but Bakehouse Art Complex.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we're here once again, Bakehouse Art Complex, with some young aspiring artists. So tell us what's your name, young artist?
Donovan Patterson. I like this sculpture of art. I like this sculpture of art because it shows it's a robot and it looks like a toaster. See the feet? Marvelous.
What do you think of when you see this?
I think of a whole bunch of robots like him.
What do you think of when you see this?
My name is Christopher Rodriguez, and this very inspires me because I like robots and I like to draw art and I like taking pictures of animals, and it very inspires me.
And I see you're dressed to impress. Are you ready to be an artist?
Yes,
What grade are you in?
me 6 turning to 7.
Wow, so what are your plans for the next few years?
Me trying to get a scholarship of art and try to go to high school and to become a famous artist.
Word? So are you from Miami?
Yes.
So what is it that you like to portray? What message do you want to tell your viewers?
Always follow your dream and always inspire yourself to draw, and goodbye.
Are you following your dream?
Yes.
What about you?
Yeah, my name Damien. They call me Bolo. I like the picture because it's unique and the colors, and that I want to be an artist. I know how to draw. Me and him be in arts. We go to some Jose.
That's art.
And we go to bench art and we be drawing about stuff. The last thing I draw, I'm trying to draw about Marley. Yeah.
Cool. So what inspired you to do that?
Like when I went, last time I went to the art over there, they had Bob Marley, so I wanted to try to draw it. And he taught me how to do the little braids.
So are y'all having fun here at the Bakehouse Art Complex?
Yes, very
Yeah.
much.
Do you think everybody should come to the Bakehouse Art Complex?
Yes,
Yes.
very fun.
So say, yeah, we told y'all first, Bakehouse Art Complex, you should come.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
told y'all
first.
first.
I'm that confident used to come.
First.
All right, say hi to everybody.
Hi, Mom. Hi, everybody. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hey, baby Keanu. Hey, Landon. Hey, Bolo. Oh, you're right here.
All right, only at Bakehouse. While browsing around in the gallery, I ran into one of the artists and his friend. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
He's the artist.
She's a work of art.
So tell me a little about how you're enjoying yourself today.
It's been an insane ride to get to this point. I'm very happy to be here. I haven't seen this girl in about a year, and she's very happy that she's come down to support me and to see what I've done for the past year. And I really hope that she's enjoying herself as well.
The artwork here is amazing, and it just makes me so proud to see my buddy from college displaying his work publicly, and I almost, got a tear to my eye. But all the artwork in here is beautiful, but I'm just giving props because this is especially good.
Thanks.
So is there anything that you would like to say about your work specifically?
I've been basically putting, it's just a range of style. I wanted to exercise my muscles with different types of media, different types of ideas, to show that illustration can work just as well as fine art as it can in the commercial world. And that's what I want to show here, to walk that line and to show people that, yeah, I'm an illustrator, but you know what? I can be a fine artist too, and there's no denying that.
All right, so through these illustrations, what do you feel that your message is to the viewers and the passers-by that see your artwork?
To me, it's just a little window into myself. You know what I mean?
To your crazy
To my
brain.
little crazy brain. You know what I mean? I have several different factors in my life that go on at once, and to exercise them visually and to put them on paper and canvas and paint so people can see who I am on the inside, just a little glimpse, not just for me, but for every artist here. There are really powerful pieces here that you can definitely see who they are as an artist, as a person, and that's the beauty of what we do here, because we visually convey an idea, a story, and you guys can kind of understand it. It's not abstract, it's almost literal and very easy for you to read.
So from an outsider's perspective, how does that make you feel to see this?
Well, I know he's telling me what the piece is about and the title of it, but I'm also putting my little spin on what I see. And it's just, I just add to it what he tells me, and I get that from just looking at artwork in general.